Bonjour, bienvenue. Welcome to another tutorial by Madame Carole. Today we're going to talk about the subjonctif, and I've broken this down into three different parts. So today we're just going to do an introduction of what is subjunctive and what are the basic formations of subjunctive. So, que savons-nous? What do we already know? So we know that il faut means it is necessary. So we learned this way back in French 2, we reviewed it in French 3. So il faut, it is necessary, it's always that third person. Il, it's never je or tu or nous, it's just always il, it is necessary. And we know that we've been using il faut plus an infinitive, so it is necessary to do something. Par exemple, il faut faire les devoirs. It is necessary to do your homework. So this applies to everyone. So I'm not talking to a specific person or a specific group of people, but just everyone in general. Il faut faire les devoirs. It is necessary to do your homework. Il faut protéger l'environnement. It is necessary to protect the environment. Not talking to any certain one person, just in general. It is necessary to protect the environment. We can also use it in the negative, which does not really mean it is not necessary, but it means that you should not do something. So, il ne faut pas laisser des déchets. It is not necessary, or you should not leave trash. Il faut faire les devoirs. It is necessary to do homework. Il ne faut pas rater les examens. You should not fail your exams. So we know that this expression, il faut plus infinitive, is general, applies to everyone. It is necessary, or you should not do certain things, not just for certain people, but just for everyone in general. So what else could there possibly be? Qu'est-ce que c'est ce subjonctif? What is this subjunctive? So first and foremost, subjunctive is a mood. It is not a tense. So here's a little table to show you the different moods that we have in French. So we have indicative mood, which is fact. So we have indicative present tense, which is the regular present tense that you started learning in French 1. The future simple is indicative. This will happen. The passé composé is also in the indicative, because this is what happened, and parfait is the same way, it's what was happening or what used to happen. Yeah? The conditionnel is actually its own mood for what would happen, and there's both a present and a past tense for that. And then there's the subjunctive, which is this kind of gray area of doubt that has both a present, a past, and an imparfait, but we're just going to be learning the present tense. So we know that the subjunctive is ODD, is what we use as our acronym. It shows obligation, desire, or doubt. So it is necessary that you do your homework is showing obligation, or I desire that you do your homework. That desire is going to be subjunctive, or I doubt that you do your homework, again, is going to be subjunctive. So here we have il faut que plus a change of subject. So we're no longer just talking about everybody in general. Il faut protéger l'environnement. It is necessary to protect the environment. But now I'm talking to specific people. Il faut que vous protégiez l'environnement. So, quand est-ce qu'on utilise le subjonctif? Yeah? We have three subjunctive indicators of when we should use this mood of verb. We need a verb phrase, which is in the indicative, expressing obligation, desire, or doubt. Again, it's odd. Then we need que. We have to have this word to tie the two clauses together. And then we need a subject change. The following verb will always, always, always be in the subjunctive. Okay, so now that we have a basic idea of when we use the subjunctive with il faut que plus a change of subject, how do we form this new mood of verb? Les verbes réguliers. Today we're just going to talk about our regular verbs. There's a couple of steps. Step number 1, trouver la base. You need to find the stem. And the first question you have to ask is, where is your subject? So if you have il faut que je is going to be your subject, and it's in the boot or the shoe, chaussure. Yeah? If you have il faut que vous, that is nous or vous. It's not in the boot, so it's actually going to use a different verb form to find its stem. So if your subject after que is in the boot, is in that shoe, the chaussure, je, tu, il, elle pluriel, you're going to take the il pluriel form in the present indicative, and then you're going to take off your ent. So this is how you're going to find your stem for the subjunctive for the boot subjects. If your subject is nous or vous, you're going to go to the nous form in the present indicative, take off your ONS. So that's how you're going to find your stems. So I'm going to show you what some of those look like, what those stems look like. You might be thinking to yourself, kind of going through some examples in your head, and saying, well, isn't it always the same thing? It's not always the same thing. So if you learn the subjunctive formation this way, with two stems, always, 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 then it will never steer you wrong, except for our 9 irregulars, but that's a different video. So, for example, les verbes en ER. Par exemple, parler. Parler, regular ER verb to speak. If our subject is in the boot, we're going to go to the il pluriel form, par, take off our ent, and our stem is par. If it's nous and vous, we're going to take the nous form, nous parlons, take off our ONS, and add par. So here we can see that the stems are the same. Chanter, the same thing. Il chante, take off your ent, chante is your stem. Nous chantons, take off your ONS, chante. Voler, to steal, if your subject is in the boot. Il vole, take off your ent, vol. Et nous volons, take off your ONS, and it's vol. And lastly, cacher, to hide. Il cache, take off ent, cache. Nous cachons, take off your ONS, cache. So I can hear you now, Madame, they're all the same. Why do we have to know that there's 2 different stems? Well, in our stem changers, it does change. So for example, acheter. If our subject after que is in the boot, we need to go to the il pluriel form where we have that accent grave. Achète. Take off your ent, and your stem for the boot becomes achète with your accent grave. However, if we go to the nous form, achetons, there is no accent, and so our stem is acht, and we're not going to have the accent grave. Other verbs like that are préférer, where the accent changes. Il préfère, that's going to be your stem for the boot, but nous préférons, that's going to be your stem for nous and vous. Appeler, same thing, we're going to double that L for the boot. Ils appellent, same thing for the boot. Nous appelons, just one L for the nous and vous form. And finally, even our YER verbs, it's the same thing. Il renvoie, renvoie is to fire. Il renvoie, take off that ENT and your stem is renvoie. But nous renvoyons, take off the ONS and it's renvoie. So here you can see that a lot of times the stems are the same, which is really awesome, but not always. So if you do the double stem every single time, you'll only ever have 9 irregular verbs, which makes it a lot easier to conjugate. Let's look at some of our IR verbs. Les verbes réguliers en IR. Par exemple, maigrir, ils maigrissent. Don't forget your ISS-ENT at the end. Just take off your ENT and your stem is maigrissent. Nous maigrissons, take off your ONS and it becomes maigrissent. Choisir, to choose. Ils choisissent. Nous choisissons, take off the ENT, take off the ONS, it becomes choisissent. Finir, to finish. Ils finissent. Nous finissons. Take off your ENT, your ONS, it becomes finissent and finissent. And then réussir, to succeed. Ils réussissent. Nous réussissons. Take off your endings and it becomes réussissent. Again, these all look exactly the same, which is awesome, but it's not always going to be like that. Par exemple, we have our type 2 IR verbs. Dormir, to sleep. Ils dorment. Take off the ENT and becomes dorme. And nous dormons, take off the ONS and it becomes dorme. Or sortir, to go out. Ils sortent, nous sortons, and it becomes sort. We also have this group of verbs that are end in IR, but they actually conjugate like regular ER verbs. So I call them IRs that are pretending that would like to be ERs. So for instance, ouvrir, to open. Ils ouvrent, take off your ENT, and your stem is ouvre. Or nous ouvrons, take off your ONS, and it becomes ouvre. Voilà. Ah, pour les verbes en RE. So these are our group 3 verbs. Les verbes réguliers en RE, if we have regular RE verbs, there's not a lot of them, just a few. Attendre, ils attendent, nous attendons, and it becomes attendre. Répondre, to respond or to answer, ils répondent, nous répondons, and becomes répondre. Défendre, to defend, ils défendent, nous défendons, becomes défendre. And then descendre, ils descendent, nous descendons, it becomes descend. So again, for our regular verbs, it's the same no matter whether it's in the boot or nous and vous, but it's not always going to be like that. So if you learn the double stem at the very beginning, it makes it so much easier going forward. However, don't forget that there are a lot of verbs that end in RE that are irregular. So for example, connaître ends in RE, but it's an irregular verb. Ils connaissent, take off your ENT, it becomes connaissent. Nous connaissons, take off your ONS and it becomes connaissent. It happens to be the same thing. Woo, awesome. Mettre, ils mettent. Nous mettons, take off your endings, and your stem is the same, it's met. However, prendre, ils prennent, take off your ENT and your stem is prennent. Nous prenons, take off your ONS and it becomes prennent. So here we can see that again, if you learn the double stem at the beginning, you don't have to memorize which ones are double stems or which are not double stems. If you always say, if the subject after que is in the boot, I'm going to use the il pluriel form. If my subject is nous or vous, I'm going to use the nous form. Then you will get it every single time except for 90 regulars, which is a video for another time. Et puis, okay, so now we finally found all of our stems. Now what do? Ajouter les terminaisons. We're going to add our endings. And our endings are super easy. Je is E, tu, ES, il, E, nous, ion, vous, ie, il, ENT. C'est tout. Ah, on doit le voir. So let's see it. Here we have parler. Take present tense stems. Il parle, nous parlons, take off our endings, and we have parle. Que je parle, que tu parles, qu'il parle, que nous parlions, que vous parlez, qu'il parle. Assez facile. Acheter, however, is going to be that double stem. Ils achètent with your accent grave, et nous achetons without the accent. So que j'achète, que tu achètes, qu'il achète, but que nous achetions, que vous achetiez, qu'ils achètent. Yeah, again, your stem will change even in the subjunctive. Espérer, same thing. Accent grave in your boot, but accent aigu in nous and vous. Espère, 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 espérions, espériez, espère. Jeter, to throw, is another verb that doubles its letter. So il jette, two T's, but nous jetons, just one. So que je jette, que tu jettes, qu'il jette, que nous jetions, que vous jetiez, qu'il jette. Nettoyer is one of our YER verbs, so Y changes to I in the boot, even in the subjunctive. So que je nettoie, que tu nettoies, qu'il nettoie, que nous nettoyions, que vous nettoyez, qu'il nettoie. And then finir, our regular IR verb, finisse and finisse. So que je finisse, and here's where it starts to look kind of bizarre, right? So for the most part, most of our conjugations have looked pretty much like regular present tense indicative. Our nous and the vous form tend to look like the imparfait, but it's not the imparfait, it's the subjunctive. And we get to our IR verbs, and now we can see that it is actually subjunctive, and we can hear it. Que je finisse, que tu finisses, qu'il finisse, que nous finissions, que vous nous finissiez, qu'il finisse. Partir, again, starting to see the difference between indicative and subjunctive. Que je parte, que tu partes, qu'il parte, que nous partions, que vous partiez, qu'il parte. In offrir, these are our IR verbs that conjugate just like ER verbs. So we have offre and offre, que j'offre, que tu offres, qu'il offre, que nous offrions, que vous offriez, qu'ils offrent. Et vendre, our regular RE verbs. Our stems are the same, vend and vend, but then we add our endings. So que je vende, que tu vendes, qu'il vende, que nous vendions, que vous vendiez, qu'il vendent. Et voilà!